And now, weighing in out of the blue corner, Josh the Punk Thompson.
100% agree.
And on the other mic, he weighs in from the red corner, Big John McCarthy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, again, it's the Weighing In podcast. We come back to you being live. Well, we're live where we're at. We're just not going to be live where you're at when you see us. But we are here to talk about the ever-changing world of combat sports. We've got a multitude of fights coming up this week. We've got the PFL, we've got the UFC, and we have Bellator all weekend long. We did have some good boxing, I guess, because we were trying to watch it. We didn't get to really see it during the fights. It hadn't happened while we were doing our last podcast, but we do need to talk about the Spider. Anderson Silva put on a performance that was outstanding against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Josh, we got to say it. Go ahead. Come on, baby.
Well, first, before we get into all of that stuff, I want you guys to click the link in the descriptions for the Clips channel and the Subs channel. Smash that like button right now to keep shows coming. Click the bell to stay notified on when we drop this show. Okay, now we've got that out of the way. What did I tell you was going to happen? I told you Anderson Silva was going to win. I called it. I said Anderson Silva is going to get him out of there in 2 or 3 rounds, something like that. You guys, I tell you, with the amount of knowledge that I have, I should have went to Vegas. I would have been making millions. Bet the house on it. I'm telling you guys,
floors.
go back and watch our last show. And I hit it right on the head. Told you exactly how it would happen. I'm glad you guys took my advice. You guys are probably all in Vegas right now, just collecting your money. That's what you guys are doing, trying to bring it home in the truckloads. That was like a Chael type
total jail
right there. Just total jail.
Never say you were wrong, man.
Yeah. Look, I know I got called out on a bunch of people saying that he was going to lose, but let's look at it this way. I look at it a couple different ways, but one way is if you guys knew what was going to happen, you guys should all be millionaires by now. If you guys knew, you guys didn't know. And so now you're just going to try to bag on me like as if you really knew. If you knew, should have went to the betting lines. Okay. We actually used mybookie.ag promo code weighing in. He could have used that, could have made some money, but no, because you didn't know. So don't put it on me like, oh, it's you. Don't worry about that. That's one. 2 is you're really, I mean, just to be honest, you're dealing with it. We're dealing with somebody who is, I felt like he truly disrespected his father's legacy in one. Not just, he's done it before, but this was a big deal. You and your dad are on the same card. It's the day before Father's Day, and you go out there and lay a fucking goose egg. Like it was a horrible. I watched just the big portion of it, and it's just like you could see once he got tired. By the end of the second or into the third, he was done.
Yeah,
he was done. And Anderson was. I figured Anderson would be faster than him, even though Anderson slowed down a lot.
Yeah.
But he just didn't have anything in the tank after you got tired. There was no output. There was nothing there was nothing behind any of his punches. Anderson didn't respect him anymore. It wasn't the same. He wasn't the same boxer, and he continues to just do this. So it's one of those guys, he thought he was going to show up, and he thought he was fighting Ben Askren. No, he's not fighting Ben Askren. Ben Askren's a wrestler. Like, Ben, we knew, walked in with his hands full, knowing that his stand-up is horrible, and he knows it's horrible. But Anderson actually was a stand-up guy. He spent a lot of time working on his boxing, a lot of time working on his kick. But I mean, his boxing was a big portion of his game, and his head movement was a big portion of his game. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. had no answer once he got tired. Once he got tired, he just... But was like, okay, I'm just collect my check.
If you recall, because let's be honest, we both looked and if I would tell you now, looking at it, I thought, well, Julio Cesar Chavez, he's going to win the fight. But I thought Anderson could do all right. And we had that, you said, he's getting knocked out. And I said, well, the fact that Chavez came in overweight kind of gives me hope. If you remember, that's what I was saying, because I'm looking at it saying, if he gets tired, and he didn't train for him, Anderson's got, a chance of being in this fight. And it was way better than I ever thought as far as the way that they competed, as far as the difference in them. Just like you said, Chavez Jr.'s output went down the shitter after the third round.
Yep.
He got tired. You could see he was getting tired, and Anderson was starting. The fourth round was beautiful by Anderson. It was just an outstanding display, and it was, when we have these, I don't want to say the MMA guy's going to lose. I don't want to say it because I don't want him to. Trust me, I've been around Anderson too much. I love the guy. I've done a lot of things, to the side with him. He's a wonderful person. And the last thing I want to do is see him lose, and to watch him win. Man, I was in my chair. We had done the podcast, and I'm sitting at my desk watching that fight, and I'm going crazy, going, "God damn it, go baby, go get him!" Right? I thought it was almost like bringing back just that, that guy that in the end wasn't able to get it done in the MMA cage. Had a lot of hard fights in the end, and man, it was beautiful to watch him do well and really put on a great performance at 46 years of age. Impressive. I tweeted out, dude, you're a stud. And that's all I got to say is congratulations, Anderson. You were fantastic. And I would pay to watch that one again. So it was great.
John, at 46, I don't like when I bump the wall hard, let alone get fucking hit. Are you kidding me? I'm not 46, but I'm getting close, but I don't understand. I just don't get it. I see these guys fighting, like Vitor wanted to fight next. I'm like, this is horrible. No way, man. I don't want to get hit. I walk past the cage now. I walk past the cage. I'm like, God, no, don't hit me. Don't people bump me in jiu-jitsu really hard or land on me wrong. I'm like, okay, we're done. You're not. Stop that. Yeah, it's don't even bother training with a spazzy white belt or a blue belt. You're just like, nah. Just when you get to the purple belt level, we'll talk. We'll revisit this conversation. That might not be for 3 more years, and I might feel differently about you as a purple belt. So that's I'm having these conversations with myself.
We may never revisit this, right?
Yes, exactly. And so that's kind of how I feel when I'm watching these older fighters fight. I'm like, God, I have no desire to get hit.
But you have to admit, it was really good to see him win that fight.
Yeah, I think what happened was he listened to our show, right? And he understood that I was rooting against him, so he had to do something to prove me wrong. I thought it was brilliant. on his part. To be like,
dude, you know what? It's all because of you. Way to go. Good job, Josh.
I'm gonna show that fucking Josh Thompson, that son of a bitch. That's what he was thinking in his mind. Yeah, great. I mean, great performance. So good job. Fought smart. I think maybe he has one of the highest fight IQs I think I've been around. I mean, he when he used to get taken down, with the Chael situation, there was no sense of urgency to get back up. You know what I mean? But because he liked to play the guard game from there, he was really long. He kind of could get back to his feet against normal type wrestlers. But in this boxing match, though, I thought he fought a very smart fight, just kind of stayed at range, was the faster fighter, and he just realized in the first couple rounds that Chavez Jr. was going to be dangerous, with his boxing skill but he realized the conditioning wasn't going to be there. Knowing that you came in overweight, you probably showed no respect, thought it was going to be a Ben Askren type fight, didn't prepare for it, and it showed. It showed.
If you go back and you watch it, it was one of the things I used to wait for when I was refereeing one of his fights. Is Anderson would do this whole thing and he would check from shoulders down, feet back up to the middle, shoulders down to the feet, and he would do this look, and he was giving feints to see what his opponent's reactions were. And when all of a sudden you could tell when he figured out exactly what his opponent was going to do, and that's when he would do the things with his hands and get all, do this whole thing, and you went, uh-oh, he's got him now. He knows. And he almost did the same thing when he went into the corner. And I want to say it was the 4th or 5th round, and he's telling, Chavez, come here, and he's kind of motioning him on. I went, he knows he's got him. He's got him again, man. He's back to his old thing. And it's like, that's beautiful. It was a thing of beauty, man. It put a big smile on my face, and I just had fun with the whole thing. And then I did love all the comments of, you guys are so wrong. Go back and listen a little bit. I did say, hey, man, this has got me. One thing's got me intrigued. That 184, he missed weight, and that was a big difference. He got tired because look at Chavez Jr. actually does have skill. He's been in there with some great fighters. He had a padded record in the beginning, no doubt about it. But he fought some really, really top level fighters. He was, the WBC, champion of the world. He could fight. So it wasn't like Anderson was getting some, easy pushover fight. He's not. Sometimes he doesn't train for fights. We know that. Sometimes he has a problem in other areas, but that's his problem because Anderson did train for it, and it showed. It was the difference maker.
Yeah. Congratulations to Anderson Silva.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff. Way to represent the MMA community. Thank you.
Yeah, baby. Come on, Tyrone.
Thank you. Yeah. We got T Wood, and then we've got Vitor Belfort, right? With De La Hoya. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, let's jump into the PFL.
You got the John, main event, baby.
I feel like you got a little something to say about this.
Dude, I just look at it. It's like, it just drives me. I just talked about padding records. Mm-hmm. Okay. And if you go and you look at, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.'s record in the beginning, just, all these people that you look and you go, not a good record, not a good record, not a good record, not a good record. And I look and it's not that Kayla Harrison she's a stud. She's an unbelievable athlete. I will take nothing from her. She's great. I think she's a great MMA fighter, but they can't find anybody to put her against. And I love Cindy Danois. I've known Cindy for a long time. She's got the worst stand-up. It's Ben Askren-ish. It's Jake Shieldish. It's bad, and she's a great person, but it's just bad to watch her stand up. Now she's got judo, but her judo doesn't compare to Kayla's. And so you just look and you go, man, are they ever going to find someone for Kayla to actually, push her? And that's what I'm waiting for. I'm just waiting for someone, to be in there that's going to actually push Kayla and make Kayla have a fight. I mean, she's gone the distance, I know, in her fights, but I just look at it, it's like, if people looked at the list of names that Kayla Harrison has fought, they're not going to know very many of them, if any of them at all, because they're just not top level fighters. You're looking at people that 4-2. I know her last fight was against Mariana. Mariana's like probably 15-10, 16-10, something like that. She's got some experience, but she's very one dimensional in the way she really fights. So I don't know. I just look at it and it's like, I wish they could find someone of substance that really is a legitimate threat. Not that they're going to beat Kayla, but they have that legitimate chance of testing her in the fight. That's what I'm looking for.
I think a lot of it just comes from the promotion not having the balls to tell her she needs to fight at 145.
Yeah, maybe
there's not a ton of options at 145 either.
Yeah,
but there's a little bit more than 155, and I don't understand. That's the only thing I'm going to knock her. I'm not going to knock them on the fact that she hasn't fought top talent, because there is no top talent at 155. I haven't seen it. Where is it? I don't see another organization that has 155 women.
Well,
so I don't know where
other organization does.
Yeah, so I don't know where they're at, but they're not there. If there is any, they're not in the PFL because they haven't done anything. And I'm not trying to knock those females.
No,
but
I don't know,
but it's just not. You're taking an Olympic caliber athlete, and you're putting them against, some other females that just don't have that type of athleticism in the game. And the experience. Judo translates very well into MMA because of now with the new way that judo is as well, with a lot of them attacking submissions or learning jiu-jitsu, it falls very well into the MMA scene. And she's good. Once she gets her hands on you, you're going to go for a ride. But I understand why. There's no reason for her to say like, hey, if you're going to keep finding me people to beat at 155.
Oh, I don't blame her at all.
And I'm going to get paid this. Keep doing it.
I do not blame Kayla at all.
Yeah, I mean, from what I understand,
she's fighting who they're putting in front of her.
Yeah, she's making about $500K a fight.
Oof.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if I was the promotion and she's making $500K a fight, I'm like, look, you're gonna fight where I ask you to fight. You're gonna fight at 45. You're gonna fight at 55 if I need you. You're gonna make you go back to 45. Like, whatever it is, you can make the weight. How do you go to Invicta and make the weight at 145, and then you come back to our promotion and we have to find you someone at 155? And a lot of times when she's fighting people at 155, they're the 45 pounders that have to just kind of put a little bit of weight on, or just basically weigh in with quarters in their pocket to make 55. So that's my only knock. And I'm not knocking her. I knock it more on the promotion in terms of like, have her fight at 145. then there's more options for you to. And then honestly, I would stop complaining because there's no reason she's not going to make 35. You know what I mean? So 45, fight at 45. At least you'll get a couple more females that that have higher level of experience and a little more athletic, whatever it is, that can kind of test you a little bit more. But I don't blame her at all, like in the least.
No,
so
I don't blame her. I'm not blaming her at all, and that's why I said she's a phenomenal athlete. She's a great MMA fighter. I enjoy her. I just wish that I could watch her compete against someone that I really thought had the ability to beat her. And that's just not what I'm seeing. So that's just my biggest complaint.
Does Pettis get it done?
Yes. In this fight, he gets it done. Yes,
How?
sir. Yeah, look, Manfio's good, but he every time he fights against top level, he tends to come out on the short end of the stick. And no matter what, Anthony Pettis is still a very good fighter.
Yeah.
Yes, he lost to Clay Collard, but that's a tough fight. And coming into the promotion, carrying all the weight of being that big signee and everything like that, there's that. Sometimes you just kind of get caught in the glare of the lights and the deer in the headlight look, and it takes you a while to get going. And it took him a while. In the third round, he was coming on. He was doing great. It just wasn't enough to make up for what happened earlier. But this is a good fight for him, and I believe Anthony will definitely walk away with the win.
Excuse me.
It's a good one.
What about Lance? He's back on the winning track.
Now that one is the tough one, dude.
Yep.
That Lance Palmer he's got a tough fight on his hands. That is, I will tell you, I'm not sure he's gonna get that one. That's a close one. Really, if he fights like he did against Bubba Jenkins, he's gonna lose that fight. If he fights like the Lance Palmer that we've seen in the past, yes, he can win that fight. So
I wonder how. Like, this is the thing. He needs to win this to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So my concern is, like, I believe he needs, because he won it the last 2 years. So he's won it the last 2 years. So I don't know how they gave him Bubba and they gave him this tough Russian guy. Like, why? Like, unless he gets an automatic bye, I don't know how the playoffs work, to be honest with them. Does he get automatic like into it? Because he is the former champ?
No. Just like
that's
Sorty in like we were watching last week in the light heavyweights, he barely made it in based on, he got a draw, barely making it in. He was the guy who won it last season. You don't get any special, positions or anything like that. They put you in there, but you got to look in, Movlid's got to win against Herbert Burns. I remember that one. He did that one and won. And he's good. He's a tough sucker. He's got a good submission game. He takes shots well. He delivers with power. Lance got to be in top form to get past him. Yeah.
Decision over Herbert.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
He had a draw against Andre Harrison it was a majority draw in the PFL. I know he fought Daniel Pineda, who I think Pineda is now in the UFC. Tough dude, crafty veteran, got a ton of fights, but very tough, very, very hard person to fight against. He's fought everywhere. He fought in Bellator. He fought against Emmanuel Sanchez. It was a tough fight for Emmanuel. This is a tough fight for Lance. That's all I got to say.
He's 16-0.
He's got to bring it.
16-0-1. I mean, he's good.
Yeah, his one is that draw with Andre Harrison.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we're gonna see. I mean, like, if he doesn't win this, he's gonna be out of the playoffs. So I think he has one more chance. I think after that, but he'd have to get a submission or a finish, I believe.
I don't think he gets another chance. I think this is
two.
it. He's got to do something here. He's got the loss against Bubba, and he's got to get some points. He's got 0.
All right. Well. All right. Let's talk about Bellator.
Talk to me, Daddy. What's the fight for you?
Oh, the fight for sure for me is the Keone Diggs and Daniel Weichel fight. Hands down, that's the fight for me.
Okay, well, you see, at least you're thinking. I like that.
Yeah, I mean that's the
got
fight.
The sniffles,
that,
but at least your brain's working.
I know.
I'm happy.
It's allergies here, man. I got allergies here. They're bad. It's been horrible this last 2 weeks. The wind kind of kicks up a little bit around 3 o'clock, and then it drops back down around 5 or 6. But it does enough damage to me to ruin my night. Oh man.
I actually think the Sydney Outlaw and Miles Jury might be actually a really good fight too.
I don't know, man. Miles just doesn't. He's not.
Miles
doing
tries
enough.
to slow the fight down. He's a little bit slow paced, but just go back and think of Adam Piccolotti against Sydney Outlaw. And now Adam's a different fighter than Miles. I know that, but Sydney tends to go after people. He doesn't, he doesn't hold back. He tries to bring you the fight, and so you're gonna have to fight. So I think Miles is gonna have to fight. So it might be an interesting fight.
Yeah, Liz Carmouche and Conor Watanabe is for the number 1 contender spot to see who's going to fight for the title.
Yeah.
Daniel Weichel is coming off his loss to Emmanuel Sanchez. He'll be fighting Keone Diggs. Keone Diggs is phenomenal. Coming off his win.
Super heavy-handed.
Yeah, he's heavy-handed, and he's coming off of a big win, too. You got Miles Jury and Sydney Outlaw. That's going to be a great fight. It should be. I get concerned because Miles, like you said, likes to slow it down.
Yeah.
If he slows it down and Sydney pushes the pace, if Sydney's able to take him down, Miles not getting back up.
Yeah.
But Miles is good on the ground himself. I don't know if he's as good as Sydney Outlaw on the ground. I think he used to be. I know he used to be. I don't know if he is as much now. He's become more of a stand-up guy who slows the pace down, tries to set the tempo of the fight. What's it called? Simon Biong fight or whatever, and Christian Edwards just got added because both their guys fell off.
Yep.
So they put that one together just recently.
Biong's big, 6'6". Dude, he's built like a brick shit house. He looks like a Greek god. He's got good stand up. He actually's got really good ground and pound. He gets on top of people, man. He lands. He knocked a dude out. I was watching. It was I want to say EFC. He knocked a dude out with elbows from the mountains. It was like, ooh, nasty. He's good.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting. Good fight for Christian. We'll see exactly where Christian Edwards is at. Since Christian is fighting out of Jackson Wink, the guy who actually got the very first scholarship from Jackson Wink when they started that program, Christian Edwards was the guy. So he's been doing well.
Go back to the card, Dave. There you go. So Soren Bach, I called his fight when he fought Terry Brazier.
Yeah,
I want to say it was in Birmingham. I think is where it was. He's a straight wrestler. He's just one of those guys. Got a good submission game. He's decent, decent submission game. But he's a straight wrestler, just constantly just grinding on you.
Yep.
And he's more of he's almost reminds me a little bit of a John Fitch.
Yeah, but look at the guy that he's fighting.
Yeah.
If you remember Bobby Lee fought Joey Davis. Bobby Lee is a grinder. He's a guy that, he's a straight out wrestler, was strong as hell. And he just wears guys down. So that'll be an interesting fight. It's going to be a fun one.
Well, Bobby Lee must be going down in weight because Soren Bach fights at 155.
Exactly.
So we'll see. 13-1 Soren Bach versus Bobby Lee. If you're into the wrestling and the ferret stuff, you can. It should be like two.
Do you like
watching
hamsters as they get after it?
Well, you know what kind of intrigues me is this young kid out of Clovis in California, Isaiah Hokick. Hokick, his brother. He's a 3-time All-American, or sorry, 4-time state placer.
4-time state qualifier.
Yeah, for California.
Yeah, which is saying something.
Yeah, he's tough. But his brother was a stud too. I think his brother was like a 2-time All-American or 3-time All-American. At Fresno State. He wrestled at Fresno State. He was at another school.
Well, he went to Drexel first.
Yeah, he went to Drexel first. Now he's and then he went to Fresno State, and then he came out, and now he's basically just competing. But he's making his debut.
Yeah.
So tough kid. We're gonna see. I want to see more about him when he actually gets in there.
Yeah.
See how he handles it. But that family is built with athletes. Everything I've heard of that group of people out of Fresno, he's got a family of athletes. So it'd be impressive to see how he does. Jalen Bates and Cody Matthews.
Jalen Bates is good.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Jalen Bates is a stud. That guy he's got it going, man. He's got everything. going for him. He's got a good submission game. He's got good stand-up. He's got great wrestling. He's got the full package.
We've got a couple good sleeper fights on this card.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple sleeper fights on this card, which is kind of nice. Like Teixeira and John De Jesus.
That's a good fight.
Should be a good fight. Taylor Johnson, just tough. Lance Wright, tough. Bates is a stud, somebody who's very impressive, 2-0. You have Hokick, and then you've got Corey Samuels. That fight should be decent. Soren Bach and Bobby Lee should be a decent fight. I've never heard of this girl, Kyra Batara. Have you worked her at all?
I watched her when she was fighting actually in Tough Enough. I was there at one of her fights, and she's a straight out grappler, and she doesn't train. She's got good wrestling. She wrestled in high school. She's got very good wrestling. She takes people down. She controls position. She gets them to make a mistake. She either goes after ground and pound or she goes after the arm bar. She loves the arm bar.
Click on her, please. I think I know her. Was she in Invicta for a while? Yeah, I know this girl.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah, she's a little stud. I did an autograph signing with her one time.
No Invicta.
No, she's been with Combate Americas for quite a while.
Maybe. Huh. I did an autograph signing with her. I think when we first signed with the UFC. But I'm sorry, when the UFC was first bought by or Strikeforce was first bought by the UFC, and they had the 4th of July, that July, what was it called? Fan Fest?
Yeah, you're talking about International Fight Week?
Yeah, International Fight Week. She was there. I think she was like 18 or something like that. She was younger, but I did an autograph signing with her because she was, I think, in the amateurs already. Yeah. Yeah, she's a little stud. Yeah, she could wrestle. I remember we were
short, super short.
Yeah, she's tiny.
Yeah.
She's tiny. Yeah.
Which only makes her, when she changes levels, she just goes zip. So
yeah, she's tough though. She's tough. I mean, she should be able to get the takedown against Lena. Lena on the feet though is good, but Lena's real hesitant as soon as she starts worrying about the takedown.
It slows down her offense immensely. So
yeah, so interesting. I didn't know we had signed her. That's good.
Really good fight.
Yeah, but I mean, for me, honestly, the best, the fights that I'm most looking forward to are the Miles Juris and the Outlaw fight. The one that I really want to see the most is Daniel Weichel and Keanu Diggs, and we're going to see this is for the interim title, the Timothy Johnson and Moldavsky fight. Moldavsky is a stud. Yeah, he's one of those lighter heavyweights, who someone just comes. He's pretty quick for a heavyweight. He's got good wrestling. He's just a grinder, kind of just gets in your grill and gets after you. It's in Tim Johnson. He's got good wrestling as well. Tim Johnson does. He just got to try to keep it on the feet a little bit and keep the space, or he has to get on top. But I don't know if he's gonna be able to take down Moldavsky and get on top.
I don't know, but I'll tell you what, Tim Johnson has definitely. He came into Bellator. He had 2 losses in a row, but he kind of got put into positions where, he took the fight fast against Czech Congo and he lost it. Then he ended up rematching Congo and getting a win, but then he fought Minikov and he took that fight last second. I mean, he was there to fight somebody else, and they moved him into that spot. So I put nothing on any of those losses. Then he's had 3 fights in a row where he's looked fantastic. He knocked out Tyrell Fortune, who was undefeated and a stud wrestler, and was just knocking everybody out, and just took down Matt Mitrione, got on top of him, crushed him. It's, he's been living now in Vegas, and he has been training at Extreme Couture, and it's the guys he's training with. He's got, he's sparring all the time with Francis Ngannou. That's not fun, but it's actually making him better. And you can see the difference in what he's doing. So he's got a real good shot in this fight. Obviously Moldavsky is the younger, faster guy, but if Johnson fights smart like he has been doing, and he puts his weight on him and makes him carry that weight a little bit, like you said, gets him down somewhere in there and puts that, ground and pound that he has, gets the top position. He's got a good chance of walking away with this.
Yeah, he does. He does have a good chance. Here's the thing: when people look at heavyweights, they feel like the heavyweight champ needs to have this body that looks like it's meant to be there, and he doesn't have that body.
No, he does not have.
Has that body.
Moldavsky has it. Francis Ngannou has it.
Yeah. I mean, not many have Francis Ngannou's body.
No.
Shit. I mean, like me, I know I got it, but I mean, like, it's just genetics. I get it. I understand. Yeah, I mean, I don't
You
have
hardly
more.
make up Francis Ngannou's arm.
No, probably like his leg.
Nope,
Maybe,
you're his arm, dude.
No, it might just be his third leg, but it's still a leg, right? Oh shit, this guy. But no, Moldavsky's, like I said, the younger, athletic, and he just gets in your face, presses you, pushes the pace, makes the heavyweights fight at a pace that they're not comfortable with. He's not a big heavyweight, so.
Well, his one loss, which was a split decision loss, but it was a loss. It was against I can't think of the guy's name. He was from Iran, the wrestler.
Amir.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Al-Kabari, who
wasn't he from Swick's camp?
Yeah, he's from AKA Thailand.
AKA Thailand. He was there when he was during that time. Yep.
I think he still is.
Yep.
And so
He has
he's a big, stud wrestler, and that thing went to a split decision. So you look, and both were young at that time. So right now, Moldavsky, he's kind of like that Cain Velasquez weight. Probably 230 pounds, a little bit less than probably Cain a little bit, but fast. And, man, his wrestling is good. His sambo's good. He's got good submissions. He's a handful.
Yep. Should be a fun fight.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm looking for that Keone Diggs and Daniel Weichel fight.
You keep on going back to Keone.
I do.
You love
I
Keone Diggs.
I love Keone Diggs, and I'm a big fan
do.
of Daniel Weichel, man. I think Daniel's been around the game for a long time, never got the credit he deserved. He's one of those guys that's good all the way around.
Yeah, he is really.
He just hasn't been able to get to that top. He got to the top a couple
there,
times.
He gets right
hasn't been
there.
able to get over it.
He had that fight, people don't remember, and I did it. He had his first fight against Patricio, and he had Patricio almost out. And, kind of got saved by the bell a little bit, had worked himself back out, but comes back out and really opens up and goes after him and hurts him again. And then Patricio lands a left hook and then a right hand and just puts him out. And it's like, you got to love a guy that was going for it. That's what I like about Weichel.
Yep.
And then
the
you
next
take
fight they had, he didn't do that.
He went the distance.
Yeah, but he didn't try to get after him.
No, and then you take a look, but his last fight against Emmanuel Sanchez says everything because he got dropped. Here's a guy that, over 50 professional fights, he gets dropped by a body shot. And you know what that feels like. And it was in the second round, and it was an easy out to get himself out of there. Did not take it, stuck tough, got himself back in the fight, went the distance. He lost it, but just shows, he's got no quit in him.
This is true. He's tough. Click on Keone for me, please. I know. I'm going to keep going back to that.
Keone's good.
He is. He's just, he seems very focused. Scroll down. Yeah, so he looked really good against Campos. And then
Scotty Howe.
Yeah, Scotty Howe. I'm like, yeah.
He's
just good. He's good. He puts the pressure. He's heavy. Like, he feels heavy. I think he has that, like, he feels like a heavy body on top of you. He's got heavy hands, too. And so he stuffs takedowns. He fights really, really well. He's very dominant, too, against Derek Campos. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm going to see. We're going to see if Keone's ready for that level. I think he is. I think it's going to be a tough test. So, we'll see what happens. All right, guys. Hey, go to mybookie.ag. Use the promo code Weighing In. They're going to give you a little extra spending cash. You got the fights to bet on this weekend. You've also got the NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs. You've got other events as well. If you guys at all went back and did what I told you to do last week, our last show, you guys could have made a ton of money off Anderson Silva if you'd just listened to me, but you didn't. But hey, click the link in the descriptions for the Clips channel and the Subs channel, okay? And smash that like button right now to keep the shows coming. Click the bell to stay notified when we drop the shows. Make sure you click that little bell on the bottom right, so every time we drop, you guys know the times that they're dropping, because we are dropping them at different times these days, especially coming up these next couple weeks with our traveling schedule, I should say. It's more my traveling schedule, but our traveling schedule. So yeah, go ahead and hit the mybookie.ag. Promo code is Weighing In. So hopefully you guys get a little extra spending cash and make a little bit of money, and I expect my 10%. All right, guys. Let's
I want my vig.
Let's jump into let's jump into the UFC.
Hello.
I forgot that this is the following weekend. They don't have a show.
Oh, this is
They have a show this weekend.
Volkov
Cyril
versus Gane. This is Cyril Gane. That's this. If you're looking for a good heavyweight fight, I think it's a good matchup.
Mm-hmm.
You just never know which Volkov you're going to get. You know, he's done better in the UFC than he did in Bellator, not by a lot, but by a little bit. I think he was somewhere around 5-3, 6-3 in Bellator. He was the champion. He lost it to Minikov. Goes to the UFC. He's done actually really well. You can talk about it. His fight with Derek Lewis, I thought he got screwed because there was a moment in there, man. Derek got a timeout for no reason that he did not deserve. It wasn't right, but he got a timeout, and he almost had Derek out of there. So you could take a look. He's probably about 7-2 in the UFC right now. I know he lost it to Derek Lewis, and he lost to Curtis Blades. Usually it's guys that can take him down. Now, Cyril is a stand-up guy, but he does do submissions. So I would look to say that he's the guy that's going to try to get Volkov down because that's, proved to be where his kryptonite is. If he's going to beat the guy, get him onto the floor, get him onto his back, and do some damage to him. That's usually what'll get you the win against him. But he's a tough dude. And he's freaking huge, 6'7". I think Gane is 6'5". So you got War of the Gargantuans in there. You got two monsters.
He's just so athletic, Cyril Gane.
Yep.
And I think if you put him, I think he learned a lot from his last fight too. He wasn't impressed with his performance. As GSP would say, he wasn't impressed with his performance, and I think he needs to come out here and prove something. So, and the other thing as well, I think Volkov, I don't think he's going to do well against people that are athletic. He's not an athletic person himself. Don't get me wrong, he's good. He's a tough fighter. He's got great skills, good kickboxer, very sneaky with his head kicks. He sneaks them up there real well and to the body as well. Yeah. He works well behind his jab. But I do question, I know Derek Lewis hits like a fucking truck, but I do question his ability to take big shots. And if Cyril Gane can sneak it in there, because I think Cyril Gane's definitely going to be the faster and obviously the more stronger fighter. So if he can get in past that jab and those kicks, I'm saying if he touches that chin just a couple times, or just one time clean, I think you're going to see him sleeping like how Derek Lewis had him sleeping.
Okay, so everyone go right now to MyBookie and bet on Volkov to win because Josh just put the kibosh on poor Cyril Gane.
Poor Cyril Gane. His undefeated record's gone.
Gone.
Yep. Just listen to us, man.
We're going to start calling it the Thompson curse.
Yes, the Thompson curse. Should be a decent fight, though.
It should be a good fight.
The other one, too, is we were just talking about this guy the other day, is Ova St. Preux.
Yeah.
I was like, is he still fighting? Okay, remember, we were
going
talking
back up to heavyweight.
Last fight. Yeah, we thought he was going to be gone. We thought they were going to cut him.
Well, do you remember his last fight? Who it was against? Jamal Hill.
I don't.
Jamal Hill, who just got his arm dislocated by Dave's favorite fighter, the Scotsman Paul Craig.
Yeah, Paul Craig.
Way to go, Podcast Dave.
Yeah. Just OSP just hasn't looked good, as of lately.
It's he's getting a little bit older. He's had a lot of fights. He's had a lot. There's been a lot of damage, put on him too. And
I think what it is though too, he just doesn't seem like he's into it anymore.
Might be.
The training. I think he's always had a little bit of a condition issue where he just hasn't pushed the pace. He's someone that likes to fight at a very slow pace, and he does a lot of things from really weird angles. He's not a technician. He doesn't seem like he's tried to learn to be a technician. He's just a fighter. He's someone, he's learned a couple of little tricks up his sleeve that work for him, and that's what he does. And once you figure them out, he's pretty easy to figure out, and then you just work around it.
Well,
he added the Von Flu choke, but you know what I mean? Everyone tried to call the
now
OSP
the Von
Preux.
The Von Preux.
That's pretty good. I like that. Oh man. Anyways, he's 38 years old, 6'3". He's gotten a little bit bigger and thicker. That's why he's going up to heavyweight. Hopefully his athleticism will carry him through, but he's gonna have a tough fight, man. Tanner Bozer's tough.
Yeah, Tanner is tough, but Tanner makes big mistakes at times, and
so does OSP.
OSP, I know. OSP can take advantage of those, just like Tanner can take advantage of some of the mistakes that sometimes OSP falls into and stuff. So it's an interesting fight. Tanner's been fighting a lot more than I think OSP lately. Seems like I'm watching Tanner all the time. I know he lost to that it wasn't even that close to Andre Arlovsky. He lost a decision to Arlovsky. He just had the split decision loss to Latif. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I guess we'll see.
I think this is a chance for OSP to get a win.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going with.
What other fights on? I mean, we just talked about Dan Pineda, and he's fighting Touchy-Feely.
Yeah.
So Feely's a tough SOB, man.
And
Love
so
watching
is
him
Daniel
fight.
Pineda.
Always brings it. So is Daniel Pineda. So that should be. I think if I'm gonna say there's a fight on here that's gonna steal the card, it would probably be that fight.
Or Nicholas Dalby against Tim Means. I talked about that one before.
Yeah.
Look at people don't. I know that some people are gonna know who Nicholas Dalby is, but Nicholas Dalby was involved in a fight with Ross Houston. It was I think it was Cage Warriors. And it was stopped. It was a championship fight. It was stopped in the 3rd round due to blood. And it wasn't that it was the cuts that stopped it. It was so much blood on the mats that the fighters were slipping and sliding because they used vinyl and they couldn't stand up and actually fight. So they called the fight. Mark Goddard called the fight. So Nicholas Dalby is a tough bastard because he took some big shots in that fight, came back. He is tough as hell. Somewhere in there, he's kind of almost Eddie Alvarez-like in that he'll take big shots and get hurt, but then comes back. So he's fun to watch. And then Dirty Bird, Tim Means, I love him. He's always been he's actually a very technical fighter, tough dude. He's good. He's got good submissions, good Darce choke. I think that's going to be a fun fight, too.
John, I've told you, it's not a Darce, it's an Anaconda. Gosh, get it right. Oh, jeez, man. Great stuff.
Inside joke there.
Yeah, inside joke. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think those two fights probably, I think you're right. Those two fights probably will steal the show. Those are going to be some good fights. Anything else on the card stick out to you?
There's a couple in there that I look and it's God dang it, which one is, I saw it earlier. Yancey. I always like watching Yancey Medeiros. Just tough as hell. So he's
always fun.
Yeah, and he's such a good guy. That fight's starting the card off. So you got to tune in early to watch that one because Yancey always brings it, and I always enjoy watching him. He's got that typical Hawaiian mentality. Just scrap. He's just gonna go after
question. It. Tim Elliott is fighting, and Warley Alves is fighting. But who are they fighting? It says unknown fighter.
No. Warley Alves is fighting Jeremiah Wells.
So why are there not fighters up on this thing?
I don't know.
That's so strange. Anyways, if you're an MMA website, guys, get that fixed.
Let's say unknown fighter.
All right. All right. Well, hey, if you guys heard me and I called it and letting you guys know now, go straight to mybookie.ag. Make sure you bet on Volkov because I know I'm correct and I'm right. So that'd be a smart play by you.
Whoa.
I think Cyril Gahn gets it done. Oh, it's gonna be fun. I know I'm gonna get roasted for this, but it's so fun.
It's all good.
Hey Dave, what else you got for us, buddy?
So we'll do one piece of news and then some fan questions. So this piece of news that came out was the Max
Giga Chikadze.
This fight fell apart, and so Giga offered to step in. Apparently, get the call from UFC, but Yair has not accepted it yet.
That's because Yair is a smart man.
Because Yair, this is what Yair does.
Yair goes, "Are you fighting that dude?" Yeah.
They just need to cut him.
All right, hold on.
I'm sorry.
Dave, pull up the rankings because what is Yair ranked right now? Because he
Number
was going to be fighting
Number
Max
3.
Holloway, who was ranked right at number 1 or 2, right?
Yep, Max is 1. Yeah.
So Max is 1. Yair was number 3. Now take a look at where Giga is at. Giga is at 10. What does that do for Yair?
Doesn't matter what it does.
Oh, but it does. It does.
Here.
Yes.
If Yair wasn't such a fucking crybaby, okay, he'd be taking this fucking fight. I cannot, for some reason, man, I cannot stand this dude. He's always whining and crying about something.
Great.
What a fucking crab. Are you fuck. They should cut him. They should let him go. You either want to be a fucking fighter or you don't. You either want to make the money or you don't. If you want to get to the number one, can you imagine if this guy was your champion, how much fucking headache he'd give you? Why even bother? Like, fuck, you're not even, you're top 3 guy. Why? Why are you giving me so much? They pulled him out of the rankings for like, what, a year? And then he finally, and he was losing to Korean Zombie until the last second of the fight. He had lost almost every round. It wasn't like it was a close fight. It was like he was losing. He got lucky with the last.
It was a close
beautiful.
fight.
It was a beautiful. No, it was like I think he only won 1 round.
Yeah, but the rounds were close at times. It wasn't like Zombie was putting it on him the whole time.
No.
It was a good fight.
He was. No, because he was on his bike because he was running scared. Anyways, I get so frustrated with this guy. I know he's talented. I'm not going to ever take that away from him. He is very talented. But as a promotion, you've got to be thinking, is he worth the headache?
All right, but
Absolutely
you've watched Giga fight, right?
Yeah, Giga going to put it on his ass.
That's why I said I don't blame him.
Giga gonna put it on that ass.
Giga's
and I'm going straight to mybookie.ag and I'm gonna put some money on fucking Yair just so Giga wins.
There you go. Okay, there you go. I will lose money just so that my guy wins. Oh, that's funny.
Yep. It's the way my curse works.
It'll be interesting.
Look, is it smart for him not to take the fight? I think right now, yes. But I just, as a promoter, you've got to be pulling your hair out with this kid because he's not as active as he should be. And if you were my champion, how much of a headache are you going to be? Isn't he coming off of
you don't think they've got other guys that are a headache like that at champion
already?
No,
I agree with you. I do.
Yeah.
But in terms of some guys are headaches, but they fight all the time. And, and so that makes it a little bit easier to deal with them. Like, okay, look, one day you're going to lose and I can get rid of you. You know what I mean? Like you're going to bug me so much and you lose 2 in a row. I can finally just what, you're not worth it. You know what I mean? So, you can see what's going on right now with John Jones. If they're going to do that shit, that type of shit to John Jones, what do you think they're going to do to you? Like, especially Yair, you're young still. Wait till you hit 32, 33. Be like, okay, look, your shit's about to sail. You're done. Okay. Father Time's undefeated. And we run this show based around your age, buddy. That's how promotions work. Like, oh, you're in your late 30s or mid 30s. Time to get rid of you, buddy. And so if he keeps doing this, he's wasting a lot of his career being the way he is. And like I said, I love watching him fight, but only in hopes like how Mayweather, people watch him fight to watch him lose.
You're
That's
watching
why
him
I watch
lose.
him. I watch to watch him lose. Look, I think he's talented.
So you love some Frankie Edgar.
I love me Frankie Edgar. Frankie was already my boy before he beat him, and Frankie now became like one of the. Anyways, it's frustrating because I know he's talented. I know he's got skill, and I actually enjoy watching him fight because you don't know what he's going to pull out of his ass. He pulls, he does a lot of great stuff, phenomenal stuff that you don't see fighters do. It reminds me of that next version of an Anthony Pettis, kind of off the cage. That spinning it back, that little back elbow thing was beautiful. I mean, he's done the cartwheel kicks. I remember when I fought BJ Penn, he was throwing everything, and the kitchen sink is beautiful. I mean, I didn't like watching it happen to BJ, but it was like, he's talented.
Yep.
But gosh, get out of your own way, kid, man. Like, just fight. You're going to have to fight these guys no matter what. Fight
just like
them.
you're saying, it's been almost 2 years since his last fight. His last fight was in October of 2019. Almost 2 years coming up. That you cannot be a guy that is, looking to be that champion, and you're wasting your career away by not fighting. You gotta fight, man. You gotta get in there and you gotta get better.
Yeah, I mean the biggest reason why they're dealing with him and keeping him around is because he's 28, and they know that if he leaves, that another promotion can build around him.
Sure,
especially someone like a PFL or Bellator or what other companies that are out there, they can try to build around him. I mean, that's the whole reason why they're keeping him. Like, hey, look, we'll deal with him probably until he's about 31, 32. And if he keeps giving us his headaches, we'll probably get rid of him then. So I'm just being honest. That's the way this shit, man. It's a money making business. We're in the entertainment business, and I'm in the money making business. You know this, John. Come on.
It is the money making business.
Yeah. All right. What else you got for us there, Dave?
All right, let's hop into some fan questions.
Dave,
you got a frog in your throat there, man? What is up with that?
Can you speak into the mic, Dave? Come on.
This is me barely back to normal, so Yeah,
Barely back to
normal. He sounds worse. Jeez.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Give it
question.
to us. What you got?
SoCal Crane asks, Big John, what was it like being in the cage when the Diaz brothers jumped Mayhem Miller, and what did you say to Nick when you were holding him down?
I was telling Nick, hey, Nick, stop. I don't want you to beat me up now. Look, what was it like? I was not in the cage when that started because I got done with the fight. It was a fight between Jake Shields and Dan Henderson. And for whatever reason, don't ask me. I don't know how it came up, but they allowed Jason Mayhem Miller to come into the cage. And it was really some words between Jason and Gil Melendez that kind of started it. And punches were thrown, and it was a mess. So I ran back into the cage, and I ended up grabbing a hold of Nick and kind of holding Nick from being able to fight anybody in there. And he was, let me up, John, let me up. Nope, not going to let you up till you go. I can't let you go, man. I can't let you get in trouble. That's what I was telling him, and it was, I wasn't that I thought I was going to be able to hold Nick down for very long or do anything with him. I was just trying to keep him from not getting in trouble. I like him and didn't want to see that.
I think that John wasn't holding him down. John just fell like a
Go
tree
ahead,
on
say it,
top of
baby.
him.
Not
He
easy
just
to get
fell
away
like
from
a
me,
tree
is it?
And just cannot.
Go ahead.
He
Go
couldn't
ahead and say
escape
it.
from underneath him.
Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and tell everyone. Oh, you can say
John
whatever
just
you
had
want.
that.
You can say
John had that
whatever
big
you want.
that big waterbed fill. He just couldn't get off from underneath him. He was stuck underneath him. That's what
All of a
happened.
sudden, he's like,
Oh, geez.
damn, that dude's heavy.
Yeah. I know exactly what Nick Diaz was experiencing right there. Just like every move I went, and all one little motion, I could feel a little bit of I could actually breathe for a second.
Okay,
and I realized it was that space was it was a little bit of oxygen that was in your belly button that I was able to get my lips to and then I got all the air out of there and it was done. It was
Teaches
that's all
you,
I had.
man. Yeah, respect your elders. They will fuck you up.
Yeah, they will fall on you. That's what they will do.
You're the one that
What
tried
else
to take me down.
What else you got for us, Dave?
All right, next question comes from More Plates, More Nates, and they ask, who wins in their prime? Lightning Lee Murray versus Michael the Count Bisping?
Oh, I'll let you go first, Josh. Let's hear it.
Lee Murray.
Woo!
Yep, I think Lee Murray. I think in the fact that, don't get me wrong, Bisping was good all the way around, but athleticism was definitely key. Strength, I think, was definitely key. The power that was possessed by Lee Murray was fucking nasty.
Lee had power.
Good.
Yeah.
He had power. Don't get me wrong, man. I think Bisping is a stud. As much as I know he's got that, whatever that lame talk show is he does, Believe Him You or whatever it is. But I get it, man. He's a great fighter. I give him a lot of credit for. I mean, you gotta be real. I mean, he's a great fighter. I thought he was a great fighter. He's great conditioning, great cardio. Yep. He had a hell of a chin. I know that he got knocked out. By Hendo. He got rocked by Anderson. But he is a fucking stud.
Kelvin Gastelum. Oof.
Kelvin, but that was towards the end of his career. I don't like I said, majority of these fighters towards the end of their career, he was someone that he was a dirty bird, man. He would come in there and get after you, make you fight at a pace that you couldn't keep up with, and he just found ways to win for somebody who, honestly, he's not the most athletic guy. You know what I mean? But he's a hard worker, and everything he had ever achieved was through hard work and dedication and his commitment to being the best he could. Fucking think about how he ended his career with one fucking eye. You kidding me? Think about that. Some of these guys can't even fight as good as him with fucking two eyes. This guy's beating dudes, winning world titles with fucking one eye.
Yep.
Get out of here, man. He's good. Don't get me wrong, he's good. But
Lee Murray was special.
Lee Murray was special.
Go back and watch Lee Murray when he fought, and I'm not sure if it was Cage Warriors or what. But he fought Anderson Silva before Anderson Silva was in the UFC, and not long before, right at the point when Anderson was going over. And Lee gave Anderson everything. He lost the decision to Anderson, but it was a close fight. It was tough, and I believe it was a 5-round fight. Mm-hmm. And his downfall, if you want to say, was his grappling, same as Bisping's. They both being from different parts of England, different, backgrounds and stuff, but came up with a stand-up style. But Lee Murray had power. The one thing Michael never really had was he didn't have that big power shot. He could put you out with volume. He could hit you multiple times. He could hit you with knees. He could hit you with, kicks. But you got to give it just exactly what you said. You got to give it to Michael Bisping as far as Michael got the most out of what God gave him, out of hard work, dedication, great cardiovascular conditioning, was able to always push people, push them in a pace. And Michael was the world champion. Lee Murray made some decisions and had a lifestyle that kind of took him away from that. Michael got to that. So I always go with the guy that did it. But even though Lee Murray was special, and he would have been awesome if he was able to stay in the fight game.
Lee Murray though made more money than Michael Bisping will ever see in his whole life.
No, Lee Murray stole more money.
Whatever, same shit.
Same shit. Don't matter. It's all good. It's all good.
They still haven't found like fucking 94 million pounds of that
dude,
shit somewhere.
Crazy.
So let's just be honest. That fool's just sitting on it. He's waiting for his ass to get out of prison.
Yep.
He'd be like, yeah, he'll be a multi-millionaire when he gets out. Yeah,
all
that's
good.
great. It's insane. Biggest heist ever, right?
Biggest theft
UK
in
history.
UK history.
Yeah.
I want to say it was 91 million pounds. You figure that's about 200 and some $million. Whew.
That's fucking crazy. That's just insane. I mean, like, I know there was a portion of it, like there was a big portion of it they hadn't found. They still haven't found.
Oh yeah.
So they stashed that money somewhere. Now I wonder, like, John, you would know this. Maybe not. Maybe you wouldn't know in terms of the UK how they handle their stuff. But like what happens if he ends up having the money later? Like if he gets out after he gets out of jail, he got what, 25 years?
Well, he didn't get no. Hold on. Lee did not go to jail for that robbery. They tried to put it on him and stuff. Lee is in a Moroccan jail. For other things.
Oh,
so, yeah, so he could still go to jail for that robbery. So he's not going to be talking about that sucker.
Okay. I thought he went to jail. I thought
nope.
The Morocco had a deal with the UK. They said, look, we'll put him in jail over here.
There was
whatever
no
crime that was.
Thing.
Yeah, they don't expedite them over there. So then I thought they had put him in jail for something he had done or for that crime, but they said no, we're going to have him here because his dad was Moroccan, right? That's why he was able to.
Yep.
He was able to go there. Yep. I mean,
but they say that he was imprisoned in Morocco for his role in the robbery.
Yeah,
It says
I know they wouldn't extradite him.
But the rest,
they don't. Yeah, they wouldn't extradite him. That's for sure. Yeah, but I think he was in prison. I think they put him in prison for his role in the robbery.
Really?
But it was for him to serve the time there. So that's what I'm saying. If he gets out and he just
how can they do that without a trial?
I don't know.
Well, it's Morocco. Yeah, I'm sure they can do a lot of weird things there.
Yeah, I don't know.
How does it work with double jeopardy though? Can he go to jail again?
Well, I don't think they have double jeopardy there. But do they have double jeopardy there?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they do in England.
Isn't that like don't they own your country somehow there, Dave? Wouldn't you know these rules?
Hey, if you were watching any sports this past weekend, you would have seen that Scotland drew with England in this Euro Cup.
And so for you guys, that's a victory.
Is that a win?
Well, I was just going to say apparently that's
guys.
a victory, but I find it quite disgusting anyone would consider that a victory. I think that just says a lot about Scottish people, to be honest. Except me, because I'm American.
Oh, there you go, baby. All right. Next one, Dave. Let's go, baby.
He married an American girl.
That makes him American in my eyes.
All right, let's go. What's the next one?
All right. Andre Doyle asks, if Josh could go back before his MMA career and choose what style he would be, whether kickboxer, wrestler, jiu-jitsu, etc., or would he choose what he was, which was an all-around fighter?
What would he choose?
Yes,
I got the answer.
What do you got there?
Ralph Lauren model. That's what he would have chosen.
I mean, honestly, if I was 6 foot, I probably would have been one. But
Jesus! God damn, man!
It really upsets you that's true, though, right?
Please.
I mean, I could probably go into one now as when I get a little bit more salt and pepper in.
What is it? As a grandpa?
Yeah, whatever. They have them all over. Shit. The salt and pepper look. No, I would have been what I am. What I ended up being. Was an all-around fighter. I mean, I came in with a wrestling background, gravitated towards jiu-jitsu right away, picked up a little bit of Muay Thai, and just kind of, I just saw the way it was all going at the time that I entered the sport was that GSP style of like stand-up wrestling, like a little bit of jiu-jitsu. It was being more well-rounded. So, Carlos Newton was kind of that way. GSP was that way. BJ was a phenomenal jiu-jitsu guy, but he also had heavy hands, became a good boxer. The guys that I trained with were that way. So I trained out of AKA, which had me a lot focusing on my kickboxing and my boxing. But just so happens, though, at the same time that I came to AKA, not shortly after, Dave Camarillo came through. And he had a style that was a very aggressive jiu-jitsu style that he taught. And they called it guerrilla jiu-jitsu because it was just so aggressive in terms of submission attempts, sweeps, being just nonstop attack, whether it was submissions or sweeping or getting to the top or putting pressure. So it worked out perfectly for the way that my game was being developed at that stage of my career.
Where's Camarillo at now?
He owns a couple gyms right now. He's traveling pretty much all around the U.S., basically teaching like combat stuff to like military, to police officers, that type of stuff.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in any no idea if he was associated with a gym anymore or anything like that.
Well, he owns a couple gyms. He did own a couple gyms. A lot of them shut down during this time. Yeah. So he shut the one down, I want to say, up in Livermore. I think he's got one still here in San Jose, and then he had another one somewhere else. He was friends with, or he was a partner with one of the guys over in Minnesota that were Sean Shirk's coaches. I can't remember their names.
Oh, Greg Nelson?
But yeah, I think it is Greg Nelson. Yeah, so he was like, they were all black belts under him. So he would go over there and they would work on like the military type disarmament and stuff like that. So yeah, he did a bunch of stuff with them over there. Yeah, I mean he's a great guy, man. I mean he's just doing his thing. He's doing all of his. He put out a bunch of books, did a couple learning tape videos, those type of things. So good for him. I'm happy for him. But yeah, I would have kept my technique and everything. I owe a lot to him as well as to the other guys that were at the gym. But I would have been the same fighter. I'd prefer to be more well-rounded than anything. What else you got, Dave?
All right. A Healthy Snack wants to know, Big John, are you going to try to get a rematch against the tree, or is it over?
Oh, God, no, it is not over. In fact, I was at that tree today figuring out how I'm going to make a fucking table out of that sumbitch. So I've already got it planned out. I'm cutting that sumbitch in different parts, and it is going to be a table. I'm going to make a damn work of art out of that thing since it hurt me so bad. But no, the tree won. I give in. It won.
That's hilarious. That tree whooped your ass.
Dave, I will tell you that Dave sent me a compilation of people getting fucked up by trees as they're cutting them. It was hysterical, and the last one on it was exactly me. It showed the thing, let her boom, that dude going sideways, and whoop, that was me right there. So very nice job, Dave. Everyone thinks you're this nice guy. See, and they're all thinking that we're always picking on you. They have no idea the shit that you send us.
Oh, it's hilarious, man. All Dave does now, he lives in Austin, which is like 2,200 miles away. All he does is just talk shit. So one of these days, I'm going to get into Austin. I'm just going to just beat the crap out of him when I see him. All right, what else you got? Look at Dave's trying to hide his laugh. He's like, oh, because he knows it's going to come one of these days. All right, what you got, bud?
We'll see. Dr. Killjoy420 asks, what's an excellent championship fight everyone's forgotten about that I should go back and watch?
Oh, my God, there's so many.
Championship fight.
There's so many.
Josh Thompson, Gilbert Melendez 2.
Okay, that's a good one. I'll be honest, that's a great one.
Isn't the one you go whipped in?
Yeah, I lost. Yeah, that's all right. The first one was good. The third one was good.
No, the first one you dominated him in that. The second one was back and forth at times. Even though he got the win, it was back and forth. It was a great fight. I can remember because I was there. I think that was was that Fedor versus Verdum?
Yeah, I believe it was.
Yeah, it was. And so I had the Fedor fight, and Josh Rosenthal had your fight with Gilbert, and and I was all done talking to both of the fighters, and so I'm watching, and it was just a great fight. So Josh comes out of that, he goes, "God damn, that was a good fight." I said, "I know you, some bitch. Now I wish I did that fight, man. That was awesome, right?" But it was a really good fight. But if there's a couple fights, and I'll go with. Let me give you different. Let's see, out of the UFC, a championship fight that people should always go back and watch. There's a couple of them that are close. Robbie Lawler was the one with Rory McDonald at UFC 189 is unbelievable. Unbelievable display by both guys. There's also other ones that you can look at. I would say that go ahead. I'm sorry.
Paul Daly and Nick Diaz.
Well,
that was a championship fight. That 1 minute. That
was
fight,
a
right?
that was a Strike Force championship fight.
Yeah.
So that would have been a good one to look at. Tim Kennedy against Luke Rockhold was a really good fight in Strike Force for a championship fight. That was a middleweight championship fight.
Him and Jacare was a good fight as well.
It was.
Luke and Jacare was a good fight.
You can go back in Bellator. You got to watch both of the Eddie Alvarez versus Michael Chandler's. Both of those fights are phenomenal.
Yep.
Just really outstanding. And then I would also say, what's another good one out of Bellator that you look at? Was just championship wise. It's tough. Just off the top.
What was the? Oh man, I'm trying to think. Gomi fought. It may not have been a championship fight, but I know he fought in that lightweight tournament that he ended up winning, becoming the champion with, in Pride Bushido.
Yeah.
God, there was a fight in there. It may not have been the championship fight, but it was a fucking great fight. He fought this Brazilian guy. I can't remember who he was, but he had some great kickboxer, great kick. He was phenomenal, man. But that fight was really good. What was the other one? Oh, you know what else was a pretty damn good fight was Justin Gaethje and Buscape when they fought in the World Series of Fighting. I think it was like their last show before they made it PFL. Yeah. That was on New Year's Eve.
You really want to watch a good fight that wasn't a championship? Talking Justin Gaethje, go back and watch Michael Johnson against Justin Gaethje in Justin Gaethje's UFC debut. What a fight! Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Good fight.
Yeah. Fight of the year.
Way back when? What was another one that was a championship fight that we could have watched? Back in the day. It was a good title fight. Like early UFC days.
What's a good title fight back in those days? It depends on what you're looking for, but you can go back and Chuck Liddell and Randy Couture at UFC 43 was actually a really good fight because
the first one.
Yeah, it was Chuck trying to knock Randy out, and Randy using good boxing to actually show that straight punches get there faster than looping punches. But it was actually a really good fight. I don't know. Randy had a couple because there was, the one with Tim Sylvia was pretty good.
That was impressive.
Long and drawn out, but it was really impressive. Exactly. Anderson Silva's destruction of Rich Franklin at UFC 64 was incredible. Just he just destroyed a really good fighter because Rich Franklin was a good fighter. He was a tough dude. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So
those are the ones. All right.
Those are the ones.
What else?
Jacob Barajas asks, any opinion on TJ getting caught sending spies into Corey Sandhagen's training facility?
If he did, awesome. Okay, don't think that this is the first time that's ever happened. This has happened so many times. Okay, and it goes back in even boxing. Do you remember when Sugar Ray Leonard fought Marvelous Marvin Hagler? That fight, Sugar Ray Leonard sent a guy to get into Marvin Hagler's camp so he could watch what he was doing and stuff like that. And the one thing the guy had to do to prove that he had gotten in there was he had to take a picture with Marvin Hagler. And sure enough, here's a picture of Sugar Ray Leonard's guy with Marvin Hagler down there. He was in there the whole time. And that's, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And if TJ sends someone towards Corey Sandhagen's camp, that's for Corey Sandhagen to see people in his camp say, hey, who's that guy? Get him out of here. I don't know. It doesn't bother me in the least. What are they going to see?
Yeah, it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, it'd be different if TJ went there, you know, and was able to spar with him like a year before or something like that. But they've trained together before. When I talked to TJ at one of the Bellator events recently, he's like, yeah, we used to train together. Why? It's like, I used to piece him up. I'm like, all right.
Okay, name me the guy that TJ would tell you that he didn't piece up.
I don't know. I don't know.
There you
I mean, like, I think that's why he's so adamant about taking this fight.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the guy trying to jump the line. You know, he wants to get back up to that title contention. He's like, I know his style. He's like, I can beat him. I'm like, all right. Well, you've also been out for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
2 years. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, he's got
all right.
something
What else
to
you
prove.
got?
Next one comes from Michael Forte, and he asks, should MMA fans stop judging fighters based on their records? Nate Diaz, Jeremy Stevens, and Robbie Lawler are some of the most memorable fighters of all time, but their records are first thing fans talk shit about.
Look, I think every fan needs to stop judging fighters off their records, even in boxing. Look at guys like Mike Tyson doesn't have a great record. You know, I mean, like, it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but like a lot of these, Chuck Liddell's record's horrible. You know what I mean? Like, BJ Penn's horrible. His record's now horrible. But look at all the guys he fucking fought. You got to base it on the top talent they've fought and who they've lost to. That's the thing. During that time that BJ was, all of his losses came towards the end of his career. I know he had losses, but who did he lose to? He lost to GSP. He lost to top guys and guys he probably shouldn't have even been fighting. He fought Lyoto Machida, and Lyoto was 220. BJ was like a fat 190. You know what I mean? Like, he was like, there's fights he shouldn't have fought, but that's what made BJ fun. That's what made everyone like him so much. It was like, he didn't care who he fucking fought. And so you can't judge them based off their records. The other thing too is I look back at some of these guys' career and I'm like, damn, you guys were so fun to watch. Frankie Edgar, super fun to watch. Matt Hughes, really fun to like. I enjoyed watching Matt fight. Just a fucking nasty dog. Rory McDonald, by the time he's probably done, he won't have a great record either, probably. You know, I mean, Robbie Lawler's one of those guys as well. It's a very mixed match, like a salt and pepper type record. But fuck, every time he fought, I wanted to tune in. Same thing with Cowboy Cerrone. Stop looking at the records, guys. Like especially like, just look at how well they fight, and do you enjoy watching them fight? That's all you should care about, you know. And if they're fucking good, put your money in, pay that pay-per-view, go out there and watch them fight. You know, I mean, those are the guys. Those are the, and the females the same way. You know, I tune in to watch the females that I enjoy watching fight. You know, that's it. And the same thing with the males. If I don't see somebody on there, I know I still have to watch it because we do the show. But I'm like, yeah. This guy asked John. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, this card doesn't really do it for me. I'm like, can we do it tomorrow? And John's like, no. I'm like, fuck, damn it. I was like, oh, you know what I mean? So it's just that. There's certain fighters that just you enjoy the way that they fight, and just go there and watch them fight.
You said a couple, you know, Cowboy Cerrone being one. You look and go, he's got a lot of losses. I don't care, because he goes out and he puts it out there every time. In fact, that was the one thing, you know, you'd watch Donald for so long, and hey, there's guys that can beat Donald, no doubt about it. All right, but you know when you go in there, he's going to give you everything he has. That was like, you know, going back to the Conor McGregor thing. Conor, you know, pieced him up in that fight. But when Stephen A. Smith said the thing about, he didn't even show, it's like, hey, that dude every time puts everything he has on the line to try to give a great performance. So you're looking for those guys. I've always said that, you know, to be undefeated in MMA is something that is either almost impossible or so rare. That's what makes someone like Khabib so rare. Is you're just not going to see those guys with those records. That's what made Fedor so rare. You know, in his last part of his, you know, competitive career, he's had more losses, but he's still like 39-6. I mean, he's incredible what he did in his career. And so there are those guys that you look at and you go, man, I would watch that guy fight anytime. I don't care what his record is, based upon he always tries to bring it. Diego Sanchez, you know, for the most part, look at all the fights and, kind of before he got with, some stupid guy for a while. Man, I mean, to watch him, you watch his fight with Gil Melendez.
Yeah.
Man, dude, you talk about just a tough son of a bitch going after it, getting hit with shots, not caring, sitting there. He's getting beat on, and he's sitting there smacking his chest like, come on and hit me more. And you go, I would pay to watch you anytime, Diego. So
Yeah.
those are the kind of guys you want to see. I don't care what the records are.
All right, 3 more.
All right, J Storm asks, the Ultimate Fighter is back, and if it keeps doing well, who would you like to see as coaches for next season, and what weight class should they do to add talent to the division?
Well, they don't always do the same weight class as the coaches. I know they have consistent. They do a lot, but not always. And I mean, realistically, they need to build up the 125 if they're going to keep doing what they're doing. Because now they've got 2 good guys that are there, and Figueiredo, who's just lost to Moreno, but that's still, they've got some talent there. But then they need to build up more if they're going to try to keep that division around. And I don't see why they wouldn't, because now they have a star. I feel like they have a young star. He's exciting to watch fight. He's fun. And people are just in love with the story. You know what I mean? So they got to build on that. We'll see, man.
I'd like to see an international show with the Ultimate Fighter, light heavyweight division. Put the champion Jan Blachowicz in there against Yuri Prochaska. That would be fun. Those are your 2 coaches. Boom. Put them off there. That would be good. Another one that I would actually kind of like to see, it wouldn't work, but I would like to see put Peter Yan and Aljamain Sterling as coach. Have them go at it, because it would be nothing but guys fucking saying shit back and forth the whole time.
Please don't give this guy any more of a platform than he already has. It's killing me, man.
I love it.
He's on full hill. He's just full hill now.
Oh, total. That's all right.
What else you got for us there, Dave?
Next one comes from Gabriel Hoereka, and he asks, Josh, do you still have a clean diet even though you're not fighting anymore?
Yeah, it's called a liquid diet.
Amber Gold.
It's about amber gold, and just it goes down pretty smooth. We're just I still eat clean. I mean, I've never been someone I don't really like pasta a whole lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll eat a little bit of spaghetti here and there, but I'm not I don't like creamy soups. I don't like chicken Alfredo. I don't like that stuff. I don't like fried food either.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah,
have you lost your mind?
I'm a steak and potatoes.
You don't like
guy.
fried, dude.
No.
Fried food? Are you kidding me?
I like French fries.
Like fried chicken?
No, I don't like fried chicken.
Oh my God, you could fry a dog turd and it would taste
I'll
good.
Occasionally do like chicken strips and fries. I'll occasionally do that, but that's about it, man. I'm not big on.
You don't like French fries?
I like French fries. That's
fried food.
I do, but everything else I don't eat. I don't like fried food. Everything else, you won't see me get I will get country fried steak, for breakfast. I won't get that ever. I don't like gravy. I don't like thick soups. Clam chowder. I don't like it.
He doesn't. He likes broths.
Yeah,
I've been around him.
I like the New England clam chowder. Not New England, but the Manhattan clam chowder. Yeah, I like that one. I like the brothier soups. So I mean, if you're saying that, it's just something that just naturally I eat clean. It's a lot of steaks. I do eat a lot of chicken, but it's usually barbecued. Pretty much my house is just all barbecuing, man. I just have sides, man. I do potatoes. I do corn. I'll do different types of asparagus. I don't know, man. Brussels sprouts. Chop those all up. Put them on the grill. Fucking great, man.
Just lost
throw
me
a
on
little
that
bit.
one.
Throw a little bit of honey on it. Honey and sriracha. Ooh. Do that. It's so good, sweet and spicy. All right, what else you got?
Last one comes from Rodrigo Coley, and he asks, could Holloway, if retains the featherweight title, be a 2-division champion? Do you think he can beat Oliveira / Poirier / Conor / Gaethje / Chandler?
Well, he's already lost a couple of those guys already.
Yeah.
Now, could he come back and beat him? Yeah. Look, Max Holloway, given the right circumstances and performing at a certain level, he can beat anybody. He's just a stud. But going up in weight against those guys, things start to change a little bit. And Poirier has already fought Max for a title at lightweight. So Connor fought him as a featherweight. Chandler would be a hard match for Max, based upon Chandler would be able to take Max down at times, in my opinion, and would keep him down. And so it's going to take Max out of what he does. That 10 pounds, people, you don't understand how much of a difference that weight makes. Those jumps in weight. Boxing has all of these weight categories that the actual division changes at 4 pounds.
Yeah, it
4
fucks up
pound
boxing,
difference.
though.
What's that?
That's why no one pays attention to
I
boxing.
agree.
It's so
I hate it.
fucking
And
weight
that's what I
classes.
love about what we do with MMA and that 10 pound. And I think it should be 10 pounds across the board for the most part. But, those jumps in MMA are not easy because it is a big gap in the weight. And Max is great at featherweight. He needs to stay at featherweight right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see him stay there. I don't want to see him try to go up to lightweight again. He's tried it. It hasn't worked out for him. I'm not saying it couldn't, but bigger, stronger guys that what works for you at that 145-pound division doesn't quite work for you at the 155.
This is true. Yeah, I think Max is the exception to the rule that he fights better at 145 after cutting all that weight than he does at 155.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, he also didn't get to put the weight on properly when he fought Dustin, and he was going to fight Khabib, and he was having a hard time making 55. You recall that, he's someone that puts on a lot of weight in between fights. So when we're really having this conversation, if he had time to put it on properly. And what I mean by time, he'd have to put the weight on properly in terms of it would take him probably a good 4 to 6 months easily to build the muscle at least. I'd say 4 to 6 months at least.
So what you're getting out of Max would be Max just a little bit stronger, able to carry the weight the same way, a little bit more as far as that strength equaling out to little bit more power. It's a lot of things, and that takes time to put it on correctly.
Yeah. All right, what else you got for us?
That's the end of fan questions.
That's the end of fan questions.
All right, baby.
No other. Hey, did we say anything negative about Colby last week? Because I got a bunch of hate mail in my DMs and my Instagram saying, you don't know, Colby's this, Colby's that, Colby's better. And I'm like, man.
Okay.
I think I talked about someone had sent me a message about Colby saying Colby was better. I'm like, Colby's had one fight since they fought. How do you know if he's better? Anyways, I won't get into it.
And then
all right, well, hey guys.
What's that? And then you actually bigged up his shtick and all that. So I don't know why you got hate mail.
Yeah, I got some people talking hella shit.
But they don't.
Right.
They
I
don't
love it.
Hold it. They don't think that Colby's is a shtick. They think it's real.
No, they think Colby's improved immensely and that he's better than Kamaru. I'm like, well, if he was better than Kamaru, he would have beat Kamaru. So what makes you think that?
Was it his fight against Tyron Woodley that you saw that improvement, that immense improvement?
I don't know. I don't know where they saw it. I like to read it and like to complain about it on our podcast.
Look, he's a great fighter.
I don't really.
I will tell you straight out, Colby Covington is one hell of a fighter. He is tough as hell. He's freaking tenacious, goes after guys, has a great pace. I look at the matchup of him and Kamaru and Styles, and that's a tough one for him.
Styles make matchups, my
They
friend.
do, man. Styles make fights.
All right, guys. Hey, go to our YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the little notifications down on the bottom right with the bell. That'll let you know when our stuff drops.
Yeah.
And also, you guys, what you really need to do is make sure you click the link in the descriptions from the Clips channel and the subs, and make sure you sub to that Clips channel. We're trying to get that thing growing, booming. Hit that little subscription button.
Please, because we've got a cool weighing interjection show that we need to do, but we got to get to 1,000 before we can do it.
Yep, we got to get to 1,000 before we can do it. So go to
weighing
interjection or go to weighing in clips or weighing in shorts and hit that subscribe button, please, and share that content to other people. Share that video, share whatever it is, and tag us in it. We'll reshare it, and we'll like your comments and do all the other things. Also, go to prowrestlingtees.com/weighing in. Use the promo code and we've got Independence Day shirts up for you guys. We have red, white, and blue, obviously. that are available, and they will only be available until July 4th. So if you don't pick them up, you're going to miss out. They kind of look like this one. No, this one's camo, though. That one is red, white, and blue. But this one here is it was our Memorial Day one.
That was good that you had to actually look down and read it to know what you were wearing there.
I was reading it backwards in the camera. So I'm looking at the camera. It was backwards like, shit, what does that say? Yeah, so then we have the Independence Day one that's coming up as well for the 4th of July. And I think that's pretty much everything, man. I think that's pretty much everything. Make sure you guys tune in for the Bellator this Friday night on Showtime. You can also watch the prelims on the Bellator YouTube channel.
Which there will be a couple of really good fights there, so
yes,
enjoy. Last thing we got to say to everyone out there, thank you for listening, and we will see ya.